Welcome to the latest Motley Fool scoreboard. I'm on in Chocolate Balloon. We've got longtime fools, Travis Hoyam and Tyler Crow, giving a 1 to 10 rating to the go-to generic parts maker for aerospace and defense companies. I'm not sure where that is on interesting or not interesting generics, but hey, aerospace and defense, it's a top 100 stock in the Moneyball database. It's HEICO, ticker symbol HEI. Talk about the strength of HEICO's business, doing factors like industry and competition. 10 is invincible. A 1 is hopeless. Travis is at a 9. Tyler is at an 8.
Yeah, I gave it an 8 because replacements, parts, and services in just about any industry is an extremely durable one. Even in something cyclical like commercial aerospace, there's another part of its business is kind of like manufacturing contracts, working with prime aerospace contractors and things like that to build original parts. And that's cyclical, but that segment has been kind of augmented as a roll-up specialist in this very fragmented industry of aerospace and defense equipment.
Yeah, and the other thing to add to that is not only are they a phenomenal acquirer of companies, and that's really been kind of their bread and butter over the last decade or two, but a lot of their products have to be FAA approved. So, Tyler and I can't go out and buy a CNC machine and start competing with HEICO. So that really builds kind of a moat around the business. That's why you see really solid margins, and that's why you see they can make an acquisition, kind of fold them into the business, and actually improve the profitability of those acquisitions. So really solid.
For management, a 10 is Warren Buffett. A 1 is Homer Simpson. Once again, Travis is at a 9. Tyler, you're at a 7.
If we had done this a few months ago, I might have been at the same. But May 1st, the longtime CEO, Lawrence Mendelsohn, actually stepped down from the CEO role to executive chair and left his 2 sons as co-CEOs. I think, they've been there for a long time and that's fine. But co-CEO thing really scares me. Add a little extra degree of difficulty for the Nepo baby kind of aspect to it. And I don't know, it's just enough that I want to knock the score down until I actually see that a co-CEO thing actually works.
I get the framing here. If this was the 3rd generation of Nepo babies, I would maybe agree, but it's 2nd generation. They've also been with the company forever. Like you said, Eric has been running their flight support group since 1993. Victor has been running the electronics group since 1996. So it's not like they're newcomers here. I actually think they have probably been running the business for a lot longer than we think. So I see no problems here. I'm going with the 9.
Yeah, but that's not as fun, Travis. It's much more fun to pretend that
it is.
Look, but Victor always gets to be CEO.
That's right.
You got him that T-shirt in Mexico, and I didn't. For financials, a 10 is a fortress, a 1 is yikes. Both of you have 8s, Tyler.
Yeah, I would. It's a little unconventional 8 because this acquisition roll-up strategy means there's a ton of like intangibles and goodwill on the books, and it makes it like it's a really high level, and it has relatively high debt relative to its book value for that very reason. But its revenue growth is solid, margins are good, it converts free cash flow at a really high rate. So it's like one of those, it doesn't look good on paper, but the more you look into it, it seems fine.
Yeah, return on invested capital is in double digits. The return on equity is in the mid to high teens. I don't see anything about that changing in the future, so got to go with an 8.
So far, so good. Travis, let's talk valuation. How well will HEICO stock do over the next 5 years, and how safe is it? 10's a sure thing, 1's a lottery ticket.
This is where things change a little bit for me. Look, the business is phenomenal. The valuation is not. That's why I went really low with the expectation of 0 to 5% and a safety score of 5. Look, the price to sales multiple has tripled over the past decade. The price to earnings multiple has more than doubled and is about 70 right now. I think multiple compression is really going to be the big risk for investors. So that's why I just set those expectations pretty low.
Yeah, I went 10 to 15, but with a really low safety score, mostly on the valuation concerns. I think from a business growth perspective, I think 10 to 15% revenue growth, EPS growth, I think that might be expected. Commercial airline fleets are growing, but they're also getting older, so more replacement parts. I think there's a market for the business growing at that rate. But again, the low safety score is very much in line with Travis's thinking on valuation.
Thank you to both Tyler and to Travis. They've given HEICO a strong overall score of 7.0 out of 10 with buy-level fundamentals, meaning 8 or above. Look out for a new scoreboard every market day at 7 p.m. Eastern. Next up is First Solar. Till then, Fool on.